Assalamualaikum and a very good evening I bid to respected lecturer Sezaril Anwar Abdul Malik and fellow viewers. My name is Nurul Asma Ulbustan binti Azmi. My matrix number is 261030. Today I will present my informative speech entitled The Benefits of Learning Philosophy. Philosophy is my favorite subject that I learned during my foundation studies. And I found that learning it gave me a lot of benefits that now I would like to share with fellow viewers. For your information, I was a former foundation student of Center for Foundation Studies in Management of University Utara Malaysia, and I learned philosophy during my one-year foundation program. Before we go further with the topic, let us first define what is philosophy. Okay, Cambridge Dictionary defines philosophy as the use of reason in understanding such thing as the nature of real world and existence, the use and limits of knowledge, and the principles of moral judgment. Or in a simple word, we can say that philosophy is the search of a general understanding of values and reality, using the methods of speculative rather than observational. Philosophy is commonly being connected with philosophers that we know they study a heavy subject like metaphysics, theology, and etc. These are the examples of philosophers that we know. These are the most prominent one. They are Rene Descartes, Plato, and Aristotle. Okay, learning philosophy in fact is very beneficial to us as a human being for us to learn more about life and the values that lies within our life. There are three main benefits that I would like to share with you guys today. The first one, learning philosophy helps us to develop our critical thinking skills. Second one, it introduces us with lots of fascinating subject matter, and lastly, it boosts our personal development. First and foremost, learning philosophy enables us to further develop our critical thinking skill. As Sofia Ortiz Hinojosa, an assistant professor of philosophy at Vassar College, in her research concluded that meta-analysis suggests that philosophy students learn more critical thinking than students from another field. It is estimated that philosophy students can gain for about 0.26 STs per semester, while students in another field can only gain for around 0.12 STs per semester. Critical thinking is a way of thinking in which we analyze and evaluate a matter or situation, and then we come up with a fair and concrete judgment. Philosophy is actually a special oriented subject that can help to sharpen our critical thinking skills. Critical thinking skill is very much related to skills of reasoning, and that in philosophy, the students are taught to tackle things logically and using practical reference to improve their critical thinking skills. Critical thinking is indeed a very crucial or very important to an individual because it made a person become more creative, more skilled in problem solving, and make them think independently. Students with critical thinking skills are also bound to be more outstanding because they have the ability to look at things in a deeper ways and perspective, which make them have a deep insight about a matter. As we correlate what I said before with the real definition of philosophy itself, philosophy is actually can be used as a tool where we can use it to understand the world using a clear reasoning and judgment. Hence, students that practice these elements of philosophy actually can really understand a thing based on reasoning and judgment, and they tend to have a better understanding than those that only understands their studies in a surface information. People with critical thinking are also not easily to be fooled because they have a clear and independent judgment on something, and this will avoid them from making any vague judgment or hasty decision. My personal experience myself, learning philosophy made me become more cautious in accepting an information because I do not just accept any information as it is, but I will try to reason on why that thing happened, What caused it? What does the surrounding factor influence the incident, and etc. In study, it made me understand my study more instead of just memorizing it, since I fully understand about my studies after I critically analyzing it. All in all, critical thinking developed by philosophy is indeed very useful in our daily life generally, and our knowledge seeking journey specifically. Secondly, philosophy is a field that exposes to fascinating subject matter that is not being taught in another field of study. Philosophy encompasses fascinating subject matter ranging from trivial subject matter like question about life and moral issue to heavy subject matter like metaphysics, theology, and logic. This is the visuals that can explain what we will learn in philosophy. This is the branch of philosophy. Okay, philosophy tackles all subject matter regarding life and other living things especially, and it have a deep understanding and brainstorm about it. Philosophy is indeed a perfect field for a people to seek a deep understanding or to examine ourselves or the things around the world and the connection between it. An example of it is theology. Theology is an academic discipline that taught the nature of divine and religious in a more thorough way. A person can gain a more understanding about his or her religion by studying theology. Okay, those who learn philosophy, or we call it as philosopher, they are a person that occupied themselves asking, answering, reasoning, evaluating all the basic questions about life that are seem trivial, yet it is very important and difficult to answer. In philosophy, people will get a chance to learn a heavy subject matter like theology, metaphysics, and epistemology that sometimes seems mind-blowing, but it is a very important and interesting field to explore and to ponder. All the heavy subject matter are actually giving us a lot of benefits because it gives us wisdom to the people, where we will learn about the things that are behind the common things that we usually learn. Our ponders and skepticism that arouse after learning all these that I mentioned before, like the cosmology, theology, will make us become will arouse our curiosity, and it will actually very helpful for us to make us understand a thing more. For instance, when we learn about epistemology or the theory of knowledge, we will know more about a certain matter, because in the theory of knowledge we examine the rationality, the validity, and the nature of the knowledge that we learn. This makes us master the knowledge more rather than just learning the general or surface knowledge about it. Learning philosophy is a perfect method to know certain things, because philosopher tends to reason things properly behind what we usually understand, and tend to know more about a thing instead of just knowing the surface information about it. Thirdly, philosophy is also a field or subject that can help us to boost our personal development. Personal development is a lifelong process that is built from time to time, and it constantly subject to change. Personal development will bring a difference on how we perceive our life. It is indeed very crucial to make us a better person. The study of philosophy help us to boost our personal development as as the subject guide us on how to prepare for our life journey. The study of philosophy is really enriching and beneficial things to do, because philosophy taught a lot of things that has a lot to do with our thinking and our judgment. Things learned in philosophy like moral issue, theology, critical thinking, and logic especially really made us have a clear judgment and can avoid us from being dwell in foolishness and falsehood. Socrates also, in his famous saying, said that the unexamined life is not worth living, which means that life that is not being examined or really understand is not worth of living. And Socrates recommended that philosophy is used as a tool to examine one's life, because philosophy is a subject that will go into a deep insight about the matter, like evaluating why a thing is like this, why it happened, what will happen if it is in the opposite, and other intriguing questions that can trigger a person to ponder about their own life. Examining our own life is very good process to really know what is going on with our life, and what is the effect of our action, and what is the consequences of our action. Once we master the subject matter of our life, we will become a better person and boost our personal development, and at the same time we can seek more knowledge. In conclusion, philosophy is one of the ways that we can opt to improve our critical thinking skills, expose ourselves with fascinating subject matter, and boost our personal development. All the impacts of learning philosophy indeed is a very good way to prepare us to have a better life. Thank you.